We're going to talk about two important factors in the Microsoft Access, which are the forms and the queries, and how to make each of them. So what is even the form and the query? Firstly, the form is a way input data from the user, while the query is a way to show the user what he has been asking for. Like say he wants people from a certain age, he queries that. But say he wants to give a feedback, he will give input, and this feedback will be a form. So in the last section we made tables and showed how to create them. Now we are gonna know how to use them for these purposes. So now we want to make a blank form. To make a form, we will click on create, then form design. This will leave us with a blank design. But we don't want that. We want to make a form out of the data we are given or the table. So we'll select the table of the students that we made last time, and then we will click on form, not form design. This will set the data to the one we are already given. Now the user can input things within this labels. Now we want to make a back button so that when we learn interfacing, we can get back out of this form. Okay, we will make a button and we'll give it a name like command 11. Then we will know how to make this button again to be back or whatever the action would be. Now we will make another form from the other data of the staff. We will design it. We will give it a footer of and give it a button. Click the button and let's give it like any name. Let's say add instance, and then we'll give any command. Now we'll make also one for the departments, and like that we have made 3 forms out of the tables we have already made. And these are the forms. We will get input out of that. So let's add the button for this one, and let's finish that with a name of add instance, and let's try to make the query. So let's save the tables by clicking on Ctrl S, which saves the table, and let's exit out of them. Now we want to make the query. The query would be out of something called the query wizard. We will be selecting create query wizard. Then we will give it what we will be querying of, like what's the tables we will be using. The one we will be using here is the students. And after we do that, we'll have something like the students query in front of us. We can delete some of these sections, like some inputs, and change it to something else. Like I don't want to give the name and this query, we don't want to do something like that. It's something up to you to change. I'm gonna add the sections for this combo box that was the name, and we will be using the table of students for this combo box. And like that, I have added a new section. You can slow down the process if you want to see how to add that section again. Now, I want to make a report out of this query. To do that, I've clicked on Report Wizard and selected the table I want to use. I've used the table of students and have set it to print out the ID, the age, the GPA, and the department by using the button of the greater than. Then let's click on Next. After we add some data like the department and the departments, the ID and the stuff, and like that, and we will see a template of the report. We will be using these data like the ID, student's ID, the name and the grade and the GPA, and this would be all printed within the report. Let's click on Next, and let's give this report a name. Let's finish, and for now we will see a student's report. This student's report is changeable, by the way. Like we can do report design. If we clicked on it on design view, we can switch off the things and move it and give it margins, padding, and change the view of it. Like I would add some in the middle and some in the right and some in the left, and I will be changing the view of it to be more clearer. Like I want the name to be even more displayed other than that. And now let's get back to it, and we'll find that it's looking way better now. It's looking more compact. And that's how to make the report out of the query. And that was the forms and the queries and the reports. I hope you learned something out of that, and the next video will be talking about the interfacing.